Dude, I can't look at these anymore. I can't stand the way they name cards now, dude. I just can't. I can't stand it. I can't handle it.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, like this one, like Salute Tiger, Perform Pow Salute Tiger, like
oh, where they combine the two cards. Yeah, I don't like that either.
Exactly. God, it's awful. Or like, you know, set names. They have to be like so over the top. You know, Extreme Victory, Extreme Force. You know, everything has to be way over the top. Cybernetic Revolution. You know,
or something vague but still kind of try hard, like Cybernetic Horizon.
Yeah. Wait, say that again?
Cybernetic Horizon. It comes out after Flames of Destruction. He likes Cyber Dragons a lot, huh?
So yeah, guys, it's not news. I love Cyber Dragons. I love that deck. I love playing the deck. I love seeing how far I could push the deck, what I could do with it. I mean, I just love everything about that deck. The art, you know, how Cyber Dragons have been around for a really long time. How they really stagnated until the structure deck came out, and like even after the structure deck came out, they still weren't all that great. They weren't exactly a tier 1 deck, but they've always been kind of lurking around, it seems like. And a lot of that, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think a lot of that is because of me. But really, it's not, though. It's everyone else playing the deck, and it's also just Cyber Dragons being, you know, a part of one of the best removal engines of all time, or removal strategies. I guess it's not really an engine. It's you have a Cyber Dragon out, and then you can go into Chimera Tech. I mean, DNA Surgery plus Cyber Dragon equals Chimera Tech with your opponent's whole board, or with the newest Chimera Tech, your opponent just needs extra deck monsters, and you can go into that Chimera Tech that way. Mega Fleet is also a fantastic card. The point is, Cyber Dragons have always kind of been lurking around, and they've been relevant in different formats, and they were even relevant in Cosmo format as recently as Cosmo Monarch format, because in the Cosmo Mirror Match, being able to side Cyber Dragons and go into Chimera Tech, like I was just explaining, is very good, because all the big Cosmo ships are machines. And along with Mega Fleet being the newest Cyber Dragon released to come out of the Legendary Dragon decks, Cyber Dragons themselves, the whole deck was reprinted in that box, which really in the back of my mind was always something I felt that Konami did on purpose, but I didn't know why. I didn't know why, out of all the other Dragon decks that they could have included in the Legendary Dragon decks box, why they chose Cyber Dragons. I mean, Cybernetic Revolution was a very revolutionary set in Yu-Gi-Oh! Introducing us to Cyber Dragon, which was a very versatile, you know, special summon monster. But Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, the Dragon Rulers, I mean, pick your Dragon deck. Any one of those would have been great to go in that box. So like I said a minute ago, it's kind of just been in the back of my head, wondering why Konami decided to put Cyber Dragons in with the rest of the Legendary Dragon decks. Is it because they're part of like some of the best removal in Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it just to try to keep Cyber Dragons in mind? Is it because of the Power Bond OTK? Is it because of Cyber Dragons being just that popular in Yu-Gi-Oh, or that popular in the anime because of Zane Truesdale? I kind of sat back and thought about all these different reasons, but it just eventually went out of my mind until I learned about Cybernetic Horizon. If you guys did not know, Cybernetic Horizon comes out after Flames of Destruction. And normally I wouldn't talk about just the name of a set. I've literally never on this channel sat here and just looked at the name of a set that is coming out and speculated on it like this. I've never done this before. But why this is a big deal is because Cybernetic Revolution literally did revolutionize Yu-Gi-Oh! With Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon being a level 5 monster with 2100 attack that you got to drop on the field for free, that was also a light for Chaos monsters, that was huge in Yu-Gi-Oh! So drawing that comparison of Cybernetic Revolution being just that influential and that huge in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I could see Cybernetic Horizon doing the same and being the same thing. And I'm not trying to completely jump to conclusions here, but drawing that line of comparison between the two sets and speculating as to what sort of special summon monster or boss monster or anything that's going to come out of this is just really interesting to me. This is because special summoning is very popular in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's huge in Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to special summon. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh! These days, chances are you special summon, and special summon a lot. And just like Cyber Dragon in the past, being able to special summon a monster like that for free in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day was pretty huge. So imagine if Konami came out with some sort of new kind of special summonable monster that happens to have Cyber Dragon in its name, like something that you could special summon from the deck or something like that. That would be huge in Yu-Gi-Oh! Special summoning lets you get to more Link monsters, and more Link monsters lets you get to more extra deck monsters. I mean, it just goes on from there. Special summoning is key to building big boards. It's key in playing through all of your opponent's crap, like their hand traps, their trap cards, their responses in general, and it's key to just winning. beginning. Long story short, guys, I have no idea what sort of special summonable monster would come out of this set, but a new special summonable monster would be huge and would have a huge impact on our game. But next up, I want to talk about a theoretical card that could come out in this set that Cyber Dragons have needed for a very long time and that I've preached about for a very long time. And this card would be a Power Bond Searcher. Yes, I know that sounds very, very broken, and it would be, but it is what has been holding Cyber Dragons back from getting consistent OTKs for a very long time. Because Cyber Dragons have always had Power Bond, but having a way to get to that Power Bond consistently and pull off your OTKs has been really hard to come by. This is where this theoretical Power Bond Search card would come in. And here is exactly how I would design a Power Bond Search card. First up, I would like it to have Cyber in its name. And this is because when Cyber Dragon Core is normal summoned, it searches out any spell or trap card with Cyber in its name. So in other words, Core stays a search card for your search card. It already is a search card for your search card because it searches out Cyber Repair Plan. But I would like to have this theoretical spell card have the effect of something like, if Power Bond is activated this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. And the reason why I would design the card this way and not have it be too broken is just so it's not too broken. I don't want the card to get banned or anything. Because you can't have a way to search out Power Bond consistently and be able to OTK and have that much attack power on the board at your fingertips all the time. You can't have that without having your opponent have some sort of way to out it. With that kind of effect, it keeps it to where your opponent can get rid of your Rampage Dragon, for example, during main phase, and it's not like unaffected or anything. If this spell card would say, if Power Bond is activated, fusion monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects, that would be a very, very broken card. You can see the difference here. So keeping the really good effect of this card to the battle phase and keeping it in the battle phase, I think is completely fair. Because if you have any sort of destruction, or let's just say a solemn warning for summon negation for Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, you can easily stop that card. But if you have a Mirror Force set, for example, then Chimera Tech's gonna blow you out. It's gonna win out. It's gonna pop the thing and it's gonna beat you to death. Now here's the part where I would design or try to design some sort of Cyber Dragon Link monster, but since we're already getting Cleafort Genius, there's no reason to. Cleafort Genius is a great card. But what I will add here is any other sort of cyber, spell, or trap card that Konami can make to help Cyber Dragons go first would be fantastic. And I'm not saying it has to be completely broken, like some sort of machine duplication search card, for example. That would be way too good. But some sort of spell card that lets you search, for example, that it's not like Cyber Repair Plant and requires a Cyber Dragon monster in the graveyard already. Something like that would help a lot with Cyber Dragons. But what would really, really help here is another main deck Cyber Dragon monster. And this is because your best Cyber Dragon monsters are, of course, Cyber Dragon Core, and then Cyber Dragon Dry. And Dry is a pretty good card because it is 1800 attack, it is a level 4, it is a light, and it does turn all Cyber Dragons you control to level 5, so you can rank 5, and it does have a banishing effect. But the only downside, the card is almost perfect, except for it has that clause that says you can only summon machines the turn that you use that monster's effect. Because you guys have seen what I've had to do with Cyber Dragons, playing Brilliant Fusion, getting out that Seraphinite for that second normal summon, and Seraphinite is a level 5, but it's a fairy card, and it completely clashes with Dry, and you can't make your other rank 5s when you use Dry, like Pleiades, for example, so Dry just kind of has its ups and downs. So another Cyber Dragon monster that actually has Cyber Dragon in the name, like Dry and not Golden Jet, would be really great for the deck. But another card that would be fantastic in Cyber Dragons and make Dry really, really good would be a card that's another machine type Xyz monster that Cyber Dragons could play, and a card that they would actually want to make often, just like Cyber Dragon Nova. Because if there was some sort of new Cyber Dragon card that was a rank 5 that you could slap Nova on top of, and then be able to slap Infinity on top of after that, would be just so good. And this new Cyber Dragon Xyz monster could have the effect of being able to destroy spells or traps, for example, or search. I really don't care what the card does, as long as you're able to slap a Nova on top of it, to be able to slap an Infinity on top of that would just be fantastic. Not to mention being able to, you know, get whatever effect that this monster would have, and then slap a Nova on top of it, summon a Cyber Dragon from the graveyard, and just be able to roll like that and keep moving. That would just be so good. That card would be fantastic. But now for the last thing that I want to see come out of this set, it's not anything that is even related to Cyber Dragons, actually. What I think would be really cool is if Konami had some sort of lore link, or some sort of, I don't know how to word this, something linking Cyber Dragons with Cyberverses, and something linking machines with Cyberverses, something to that effect, or, you know, linking Thunders, Cyberverses, and Cybers, or like, you know, linking machines, Cyberverses, and Thunders, something like that, mixing all those together and coming out with new Thunder support, for example, that would link all that together would be fantastic. And this is because Thunders really don't have any support support at all. Like, they are unsearchable. You can't really do anything with Thunders except for pitch them off of Galaxy Soldier as a light, for example. I mean, Thunders just kind of are a weird card type in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're not like Warriors where you have Rhoda, for example. They're not spellcasters. They're just kind of this odd type. So if Konami came out with new Thunder cards, giving them some sort of purpose, linking them with Cyberverses and machines, I think would be fantastic. It would be great for lore. It would be great. It would make Yu-Gi-Oh! And the cards and just everything a little more rich. That's just how I see it anyways. For example, similar to what Konami has done with Sangan, putting Sangan in different situations and just showing different cards, you know, different card arts on different cards and combining card arts. If they did something similar with Battery Men, for example, which is basically the only Thunder archetype. I mean, I can't think of anymore, but they're a Thunder archetype. So Battery Men are Thunder, linking Thunders to Cyberverses somehow, maybe having the Battery Men power things in the artwork, you know, showing them power things and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the artwork of different cards like Cyberverse cards or just machine cards or just anything. I think that would be really, really cool. But like I said a minute ago, Thunder is a really weird card type to be in Yu-Gi-Oh! And because it's really weird, and because, you know, broken cards like Dinko Sekka, for example, are Thunder, you can't exactly make a spell card, for example, like a Rhoda card, just come out and be able to search Dinko. That would be way too good. I would appreciate that, but I still think it would be way, way too good. So I really think that Konami's only route would be to try to link Thunders with other things somehow, to be able to have a Thunder card, you know, be able to search out, or a Thunder monster, be able to search out a Cyber monster or a Cyberverse monster, something like that. And if something like that already does exist, then someone please tell me, because I actually am not aware of it. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I really hope that my theories aren't too kooky. I hope that my cards, you know, my cards that I want out of this set or want to be created from this set aren't too out there and crazy. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. If you guys want 10% off of any purchase from MetaMats.com, then enter in the code EugeneVersusJesus and you will get 10% off. I'm not even kidding. Shout out to all my Patreon people, my Discord people, my Facebook people, all of you guys watching this. Shout out to all of you guys. I have the best fans on the planet. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And until this set comes out, be sure to keep making Cyber Dragons great again. Subscribe!